Hello, my friend. Let's look at Fyodor Dostoevsky's view of evil. It's well worth some attention because he offers a profound counterpoint to the rationalist views of evil that the various Greek philosophers come up with, or that people like Rousseau and Descartes try to come up with. Dostoevsky viewed evil as a dark but essential byproduct of human freedom. To him, evil is not a lack of understanding or a mistake we make. It is a conscious choice, often made precisely because it defies logic. So why would that be? Well, in Notes from Underground, Dostoevsky showed us how the idea that humans will automatically choose the good once they understand it is simply not true. He shows through the stories he writes how human beings are constantly exploring their own free will rather than opting for what is good, or opting for logic, or opting for comfort, or even opting for their own well-being. We are irrational creatures who want to assert our willpower and our freedom. And if science could map out all the human desires and actions into a table of logarithms, an algorithm if you like, then human beings would purposely commit a wicked act just to prove that they are not part of this algorithm and that they can step outside of it. This is going to become a very important issue in relation to AI, because the better AI gets and the more helpful it becomes, and the more human beings may want to be distinguishing themselves from AI. This idea of freedom is kind of what defines human beings and always has done so. We go further with it in Dostoevsky, in that he shows how human beings have always rebelled against God. Especially he explores this in the Brothers Karamazov, in the chapter on the Grand Inquisitor. Through the character of Ivan Karamazov, he presents the problem of evil with a very devastating force. Ivan argues that if the higher harmony, the godlike creature or the godlike structure, the universe, if the higher harmony of the world requires the tortured screams of even one innocent child, then that harmony is not worth the prize. So goodness has got to exist all around for all concerned before it is satisfied. Ivan doesn't actually deny that God exists, but he doesn't want to have any truck with a God who has created a world that contains radical evil, because that to him is morally unacceptable. It's a bit of a difficult situation. And how does it get resolved? Well, Dostoevsky counters Ivan's nihilism by introducing the character of Father Zosima. And Zosima's philosophy is the antidote to evil. He says, each of us is guilty before all, for everyone and everything. So we share the whole of existence, the whole of humanity, and each of us, through our own lives, have to do the right thing, have to redeem this. Dostoevsky believed that evil is overcome not through law or logic, but through active love. He's the first one who came up with that. Through active love and the recognition of shared human guilt. It's not a question of me showing that you're more evil than I am, or believing that I am more evil than you, but of assuming my own guilt for my innate capacity for evil. Because only when I accept my innate capacity for making mistakes, for getting it wrong, for doing injustice, for harming others, even when I don't mean to do so, only then will I lose my tendency to judge and condemn other people, and instead begin to gain the ability to heal in myself and to heal others and to heal the world and to heal this terrible internal hell we create when we do not do this and we allow this negativity to grow inside of us. And of course his book Crime and Punishment does this to perfection. It is a feat of imagination where he shows that the main character, Raskolnikov, when he commits a murder, does so in a sort of logical way to prove he can, to prove he is an Übermensch, a Superman. He is like Napoleon. It's a lot like he wants to be a Nietzschean, Dionysian character. It's a lot like Camus as well, his character of Meursault, who just kills because he can. It is about putting yourself above traditional morality. Well, what do you discover? Dostoevsky describes it very well. He shows that evil is its own punishment. Raskolnikov is not haunted by the law. He can get off. But he is doomed by his own internal world, by his inner experience that haunts him and that makes his life absolute hell. He becomes isolated in evil. Evil, Dostoevsky shows us, isolates us. It severs the ties between us and other human beings. I believe this to be a fundamental truth, because I've seen so many human beings who had committed some heinous crimes or who had done things they felt bad about and they had gotten away with it, but it had cut them off from humanity. The evil person becomes trapped in this solitary cell of their own making, within their own ego, and this is something that can only be overcome by opening your heart, by speaking truth, and by reconnecting humbly to the whole of humanity and not allowing your heart to be a battlefield between the forces of good and evil, but finding a way to do what is right by loving the world. A very fine view of evil, I think one of the most accurate.